This is the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Joining us via the telephone, our financial and diamond expert, Harold Siegel. We're taping our show on July the 7th, 2016. Our time is 8:41 Mountain. Our radio show runs on 630 CHED in Edmonton, legendary radio station in Western Canada, all across Canada. You can listen to us online, 630ched.com. If you ever miss a radio show, they're archived. They're on Harold's two websites, HESradio.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. We have a podcast through iTunes. Type in The World Financial Report on Radio. You'll find us there. And of course, we go anywhere you do. We have our own YouTube page. We're on TuneIn. Listen anytime you want to our radio show, The World Financial Report on Radio. Connect with Harold at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Rarecoloreddiamonds.com, 1-800-432-1022, our featured diamond of the week. And we'll talk more about diamonds in the second half of the show. A 1.21 carat cushion cut fancy green. It is a beauty. We'll talk about a green that sold for a record price later in the show and talk more about this featured diamond of the week, which you can see online at rarecoloreddiamonds.com, featured diamond. As we tape today's show. Well, everyone had a good Canada Day on Friday and 4th of July on Monday. What a week it was. Because of Brexit fears, we saw silver go above $21, $21.50 to be exact. Gold, it was up around $1,400. The British pound was falling. The U.S. dollar was up. And one of the things we'll keep an eye on tomorrow, since we're taping on Friday, the jobs numbers come out in the United States. Last month, they had a very poor jobs number. They have another one. One would think the Fed in the United States would be on hold when it comes to raising interest rates. Now, if they have a strong number, then at that point, we could see another rate rise before the end of the year. We'll have to wait and see what exactly transpires tomorrow with the jobs number. One of the side effects of the Brexit, and it is pretty big because people cannot get their money. It started out with just one or two funds. Now it's up to 7. UK property fund suspensions rekindles crisis-era liquidity fears. If there's a sign of fear stemming from the Brexit vote, it's the flood of redemption requests hitting UK property funds, REITs. At least 7 of those funds with more than $20 billion in combined assets have frozen trading in the wake of the UK's vote to separate from the European Union. There are Canadian connections. One of the funds is operated by Great-West Life, a unit of Great-West Life, and separately a fund run by BMO shaved its valuation. So there you go, Harold. We have a Brexit vote, gold and silver doing quite well, a U.S. dollar doing well, and you're starting to see the system seize up in Britain. People not allowed to get their money after the Brexit vote. Very similar to what we saw in the United States when people couldn't get money out of their banks at times when the financial crisis hit. Just a real crazy, crazy time.
Certainly is, and obviously extremely frightening for people in Britain. When you can't get your money, only bad things can happen. But again, I do believe it is going to settle down. They did it for a particular reason. They just didn't do it for the sake of doing it. It's a thought-out process type of thing, and it's going to take 2 years for this really to come to fruition. But right now, there's a lot of things that are cropping up that they're going to have to deal with. But all in all, the markets have not fallen apart like a lot of analysts expected that they would. In actual fact, the world stock markets are holding in. The biggest problem, obviously, is the transition from the euro to the British pound, because the amount of money that is lost converting your money from the euro to the British pound is substantial. In actual fact, I believe they lost as much as 25%. It's obvious. And a lot of people don't understand currencies, and I can certainly understand that they're a bit complicated, but the currency markets is what I deal in primarily. The currency markets are the most important in the markets that I deal in, because I deal in commodities, precious metals, and diamonds, and alternative assets that deal in different currencies. So obviously when you see a substantial change in the currency like the British pound, it's concerning. Just look at the golfers that are coming up to play the British Open coming up next week. You don't even realize it, but because they're getting paid in British pounds instead of euros, the fact is that the winner is going to make $250,000 less than he would have made if the currency would have remained the same. So that's a good indication that when your currency devalues, you don't notice it immediately because you're still dealing primarily within your own country. You feel the devalued currency when you travel. For example, as Canadians, just going to the United States, you're going to feel the difference in the currency because the Canadian dollar is at 130 to the U.S. dollar. It means that if you were going to the U.S. and you wanted to convert Canadian to American, it would take you 1,300 Canadian dollars to get 1,000 American dollars. So that's what the currency markets are about. Now, when we're trading in gold and making recommendations in gold, which, by the way, gold and silver had a huge week this week, and I'm one for noted saying that, at this particular point, I understand why gold is going higher, but the fact is that if the U.S. dollar is going to continue to go higher, which it is at this point, gold has got to come down. And the other thing is that the Commitment of Traders report right now is at a all-time high. There's never been a time in history where the commercial short position in gold and silver has been at a higher level than it is today. I'm going to take you back to 2011 to explain to you how important it is, and unfortunately why, trading in the gold market and silver market is not a smart thing to do. Owning gold and silver is a smart thing to do, but trading in it is not, because it's a manipulated trade. It's a manipulated market. Back in 2011, which was the end, basically, of the bull market in gold. It started in 1999, 2000, and we were the ones on CHED that said that gold was going to take off. It was at $250. It turned out to be the biggest bull market of all time. $250 gold went all the way to $1,900 by 2011. And everything was so bullish on gold at that particular point that everybody felt that gold was going to break 2,000, which is only $80 further, and then start going to 2,500, 3,000 or further. The problem is the government didn't want that to happen. And you took the most bullish market that we've ever seen and changed it to a big bear market, and that's exactly what the government and the banks did. The banks got behind the government, and the reason that they did this is because the U.S. was going through a recovery, and gold, by skyrocketing, was signaling that we weren't going through a recovery. So the bottom line is that they raised the margin requirements. They made it so difficult and so expensive to trade gold and silver that gold dropped from $1,900 down to $1,100. Silver dropped from $50 all the way down to around $11, $12. Now, everything was bullish in the market at that point. Everything technically was bullish. Fundamentally, you couldn't have picked a better market than gold at that point. But when the governments and the exchanges did what they did, they took a magnificent bull market and turned it into nothing. People lost fortunes. They made the market so expensive that the speculators in the market could no longer afford to trade it. So gold dropped from $1,900 down to $1,100, and silver dropped from $50 all the way down to $11. Now, right now, we're getting into an extremely bullish time again. If you read what's happening in gold and silver, the prognosticators, the analysts are all saying gold is going higher, gold's going higher, so is silver, there's shortages. All of a sudden, we're in a bull market again in gold. As much as I would love for that to happen, because, again, I own a lot of gold myself. I hold it physically. So do my clients and friends and family. And the fact is, I do believe that gold is going to be a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 metal again. But technically, and with this massive short position in the market right now, I'm not saying the gold couldn't go higher, but it is going to fall. And it's going to fall back probably to the $1,050 level that it took off from at the beginning of the year. And that could probably be the last hurrah for gold on the downside. But the problem is that the government continues to allow these banks and commercial traders, which are primarily the banks, the J.P. Morgans and those type of banks, to control the market and to hold these illegal positions and do absolutely nothing about it. That's why I always say not to trade in the commodity markets. 90% of the people that trade in the markets lose their money. We're doing something different. We're saying buy and hold gold and silver for the long term for currency devaluation and potential high inflation, which could come down the road. And we're seeing that. Look what's happening in Venezuela. Venezuela, a loaf of bread is over $200. We could never afford to live there. So the bottom line is that the markets are right now confusing to most people. On one hand, gold is moving higher, but it's down $12.50 today. Silver was moving higher all week. It's down 55 cents today. You're starting to get these big movements again in gold, and the fact is that once they decide to drop the market, and that's the commercial traders, you're going to see a similar situation to what happened in 2011 when all of a sudden the market that looks so bullish drops $200 or $300. Again, don't buy it, don't leverage it especially, and just wait for us to tell you when the time is right to put on further positions. Obviously, I own gold at all different prices, and I'm not selling any of my gold at this point because I think that the currency markets and the world markets are so screwed up right now that I wouldn't be without gold and silver within my portfolio. But I have a lot of people right now asking me if now is the time to buy gold. They're getting ready to buy gold, and I'm saying at this point here, according to what I'm seeing, just on a short-term basis, the market is going to pull back. So gold's down $12.50. It's at $13.51. Had a magnificent last couple of weeks. So did silver. It's down 55 cents, but it's trading right now at $19.51. Oil's been dropping lately, but still trading within a range. Oil's trading right now at $48.01. U.S. dollar's been gaining strength, but it's cautious. It's back up over 96 cents. It's at 96.08. And again, Randy is 100% correct. We're taping the show on Thursday, but on Friday when the unemployment numbers come out in the U.S., and if they show a strong number, then look for the U.S. dollar to take off again and watch for other situations to happen. So, again, Randy, right now it's very confusing. I probably get 20 to 30 calls a week from clients wondering what to do, and I'm saying at this point here, don't leverage anything, don't finance anything, and just wait for the markets to come to us. It's definitely going to happen. I'm very confident in our predictions in the market. I've been through this many, many times before. So again, I don't get emotional about these markets in any way. I try to stay logical and try to, share that information with you, the listeners to our show.
Speak with Harold, personally, privately, 1-800-432-1022. 1-800-432-1022. Connect with him at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. That's his website, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Now, if you'd like to receive our free weekly newsletter, it's the companion to our radio show, a must-read every week. You can spend 5-10 minutes going through, and you'll be completely up to date. Let us send it to you, and we'll be happy to do that. Get your name on the list. Speak with Harold, 1-800-432-1022, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. One of the issues we've kept our eye on is negative interest rates. And we've been seeing global negative yielding bonds. Now that pile is 10 trillion. You heard right, 10 trillion, according to Bloomberg. Japan and France are leading the way as demand for the safest assets boosts the amount of global bonds with negative yields to, they're saying, 10 trillion. That's up from 8.35 trillion before Britain voted to leave the European Union last month. The latest new entrants include Japan's 20-year bonds and France's 9-year securities, with they have yields below zero for the first time in the past 24 hours. We talked in the past about Germany, their 10-year bond being in a negative position. We're starting to see it spread all around the world. And that's why we've said, if you're looking to make money and you don't want to be sitting here in Canada in a GIC, Guaranteed Investment Certificate, you're going to be in a position where it's hard to find a good investment that's conservative where you could make money. And that's where Harold comes in. He will be happy to speak with you personally and privately about investing and beating a GIC, doing better so you can obviously make money so you can retire. 1-800-432-1022, rarecoloreddiamonds.com is our website. Our featured diamond of the week is a 1.21 carat cushion cut fancy green diamond. We'll talk about green diamonds coming up in the second half of the show. One of the offshoots of negative interest rates creates banking havoc because, let's face it, the banks aren't making any money when you have negative interest rates. Italy, if you can believe it, they may be in a position where they create a pan-European banking crisis. Italy's banking crisis could spread to the rest of Europe, and rules limiting state aid to lenders should be reconsidered to prevent greater upheaval, according to Societe Generale SA Chairman Lorenzo Bini Smahi. The whole banking market is under pressure. The former European Central Bank Executive Board member said in an interview with Bloomberg on Wednesday, "We adopted rules on public money. These rules must be assessed in a market that has a potential crisis to decide whether some suspension needs to be applied." And this is a big number, 360 billion euros, 389 billion in US dollars in soured loans are saddled to the Italian banks. The government has sounded out regulators on ways to shore up lenders bruised by a renowned sell-off after the Brexit vote, the Brits leaving the European Union. But that is a major number. It's something we'll need to keep an eye on, as Italian banks could be in big trouble with close to $390 billion in soured loans. And one of the offshoots as well that we're starting to see regarding the Brexit vote is the real estate market taking a hit, not just in Britain, where they have suspended those REITs from people withdrawing their money, but we know that Vancouver, we talked about this on the last show, David Rosenberg from Gluskin Sheff saying Vancouver is in a bubble, all that hot money coming in from outside Canada, investing in Vancouver and even Toronto, creating bubble-like conditions. Well, there is a bit of a problem in the United States, and it's affecting the high-end market. As international billionaires get nervous, sales in LA's ultra-luxury housing market is slowing. A cooling market for the most expensive homes is costing hotel and casino magnate Steve Wynn some money. 2 years ago, Wynn paid $16.25 million for an 11,000 square foot mansion perched on nearly an acre above the Bel Air Country Club. Less than a year later, he sought to unload the home with a panel library and staff bedroom for the entire staff for about $20 million. But no luck. Then he tried $17.45. No luck again. In May, Wynn dropped his price to $15.95 million, $300,000 less from what he paid for the property in 2014. The home did go into escrow, very close to that price last month, and according to Coldwell Banker agent Mary Swanson, she confirmed Wynn would be taking a loss. And it's not just Wynn who's taking a loss on some properties in Los Angeles. This is spreading to the luxury market in New York City. The number of Manhattan apartment sales fell to the second lowest level in a decade in the second quarter, according to the NYC Department of Finance data analyzed by the Wall Street Journal. A mere 2,281 units traded hands amid a softening condo market and uncertainty over the global economy, down more than 10% over the second quarter of 2015. I think it is a correction, a serious correction, according to Brown Harris Stevens, president of Hall Wilkie. They told the Wall Street Journal, adding the U.S. presidential election and Britain's vote to leave the EU could put further dampers on sales. The luxury market has been choking on quite a bit of overpriced inventory, according to Ashland Realty's Donna Ashland, noting that the average price paid in Q2 languished. This is the average luxury pad, languished on the market for 277 days, up 19%. Fantasy and aspirational pricing just doesn't cut it in this market anymore. Harold, you're starting to see some of these markets around the world roll over, and it does not surprise me. Here we are looking today where there are 7 REITs, British real estate funds, that are not allowing people to take money out. We're seeing a bubble scenario here in Canada with Toronto and Vancouver, and then in Los Angeles and New York, a cooling of the real estate market. And that's something that people should be aware of. We have about 2 minutes left here.
Well, the fact is that there's very few strong investments around. People aren't making money now, so the fact is that there's not a lot of investments to really go into. And with negative interest rates coming, and that's all over Europe, I've never seen a worse situation than that, to be honest with you. Why in the world would anybody invest in a bond that's going to pay a negative interest rate? It just doesn't make any sense. But after last week's show, what was it? There was trillions of dollars in those markets. It just doesn't make sense. The fact is that you can't make money keeping your money in the bank at less than 1%. You can't go into the stock market unless you're a sophisticated trader with inside information, because 90% of the people lose their money. Same situation with trading commodities. So where does somebody go? The fact is that we deal in alternative assets, private businesses, and my clients, my Canadian clients that invest with us, are doing way better than the mainstream. Many are making over 25% a year in safe investments. I know it sounds too good to be true, and it's not something that I get into great detail on because, again, it's so unbelievable, but it is true, and we've been doing this for a long time, and we just do it for our Canadian clients, nobody else. So if you're interested, give us a call, and we'll certainly explain to you what we're doing differently than everybody else. Our clients are doing very well right now.
Our featured diamond of the week from rarecoloreddiamonds.com is a 1.21 carat cushion cut fancy green. See it online, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Connect with Harold at 1-800, and this is an easy number to remember, 1-800-432-1022. The call is free, and anything discussed is 100% confidential. Harold was talking about how tough it is to make money in these markets, and he's right. Hedge funds are set for their worst half since 2011. The first 6 months of the year is turning out to be just a terrible, terrible time for hedge funds. And that's because of all the global turmoil around the world when it comes to the financial and geopolitical markets. Now, the world's biggest pension fund lost $43 billion last quarter. You heard right. In fact, it's the Japanese government's pension investment fund. It posted a 4.4 trillion yen. That's 43 billion loss in the April to June quarter, according to Morgan Stanley. So these are the markets that we're in right now. And now is a time to profit and protect the money that you have. And that's where Harold Siegel comes in. If you have any questions, speak with him. He'll be happy to put you on the right track, tell you what the alternatives are to sitting just in cash. 1-800-432-1022 or connect with Harold at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Going to come back and talk about diamonds as the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall, continues right after this. Welcome back to the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Joining us via the telephone, our financial and diamond expert, Harold Siegel. We're taping our show on July the 7th, 2016. Hopefully everyone had a great Canada Day long weekend last weekend and 4th of July for our American friends. If you missed last week's show, you can obviously catch it on Harold's 2 websites, HESradio.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. The shows are streaming there. We're on 6:30 CHED every Sunday afternoon at 3. We have a podcast through iTunes. Type in The World Financial Report on Radio. We're portable. We go on your portable device through podcasts. And don't forget, we have a YouTube page, and we're on TuneIn as well. So we have lots of different platforms for you to listen to our weekly radio show. And as Harold always likes to say, we never miss a week. We're there for you week in and week out. Because as the follow-up to the Wall Street movie said, money never sleeps, and it doesn't. And either do Harold and I. We're here every week for you. Connect with Harold at 1-800-432-1022 rarecoloreddiamonds.com is his website. Get our free weekly newsletter. It's a must-read, the companion to our radio show. It's free of charge. We send it out via email every week. You can go through it in a short period of time or spend hours. It's really up to you. Our featured diamond of the week from rarecoloreddiamonds.com is a 1.21 carat cushion cut fancy green. And this is something that Harold has been working on for quite some time, and that is getting green diamonds, because he believes the next big diamonds in the rare colored diamond world will be the green diamonds. And Harold, I agree with you. I've said this for a number of years. Green diamonds are my favorite. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous.
Oh boy, they are. And very, very rare. You know, to make a statement and say to invest in green diamonds is easy to say, but to get one is a totally different story. Because the fact is, they're amongst the most difficult diamonds to get. In fact, most people didn't even know that green diamonds exist or have ever seen one. They would think it would look like a ruby, but in actual fact, it doesn't. It doesn't look anything like a ruby. I'm sorry, an emerald. The fact is that these diamonds are spectacular, and they turn green because of uranium seeping into the ground, and they're extremely valuable. And the fact is that I believe that they're going to do what blue diamonds have done. Blue diamonds have probably had the most amazing run of any asset I've ever seen. I remember 10 years ago watching an auction on, and a blue diamond came up for sale, a vivid blue diamond that was spectacular, and it shocked everybody that it sold for $200,000 a carat. Do you realize that 10 years, 11 years later, these diamonds are now selling for $4 million a carat? From $200,000 that we were stunned that they were selling at that price, and now we're seeing that these diamonds are selling for $4 million plus a carat. We believe that the same thing will happen with important green diamonds. Now, don't forget, there's different colors of green, and on top of that, there are different clarities and different sizes, which will determine the value of that particular diamond. But again, trying to find the next trend in diamonds, it certainly appears to me, and we've done a lot of work on it, that green and orange diamonds are the next oranges and blues, and I believe that they're still priced reasonably enough that we could make a lot of money on these over the longer term. These are not short-term investments. You don't buy them for a couple of years and then look to sell them. There's something that you hold on to for 10, 20 years, just like a retirement savings plan. And the fact is that they will do way better than any retirement savings plan, any mutual fund or stock. So the fact is, to put these away for a 10 or 20-year period and just forget about it is something that will make you and your family an awful lot of money. If, when you do go to retire, you don't need the money, that's when you turn these amazing gems over to, your kids and your grandkids. And that's where the real money is made on these, because the longer you hold them, the more and more valuable they become. And again, the prices can just go through the roof. So again, just look at the featured diamond this week. Look at the color of it. It's spectacular. To get a fancy, vivid green diamond is nearly impossible. And one sold a couple of weeks ago for $3 million a carat. It just shocked the world. And believe me, $3 million, in my opinion, for that diamond was inexpensive. I believe you're going to see the price of green diamonds absolutely skyrocket over the next 10 to 20 years.
Speak with Harold. RareColoredDiamonds.com is the website. 1-800-432-1022, the telephone number. The call is free, and anything discussed is confidential. Our featured diamond of the week is a beautiful green, a 1.21 carat cushion-cut fancy green. And for those that do not know, there was a green diamond sold recently, and it was a showstopper. Christie set a new world auction price for a green diamond at its spring Hong Kong magnificent jewel sale. Stones like the Aurora green diamond do not appear on the market very often, and this one happened to be the cream of the crop, according to Vicky Seck, Deputy Chairman of Asia, Director of Jewelry and Jadeite, Christie's Asia, referencing the highlight of Christie's 2016 Spring Hong Kong Magnificent Jewels auction. We expected it to fetch a top price, and it did not disappoint, she added. Not only did the 5.03 carat stone, the largest natural fancy vivid green diamond in the world, according to Christie's, set a world record price for green diamonds at $16.8 million, It was $16,818,981, or $3,343,733 per carat. To be exact, the May 16 sale achieved $60 million in sales. And I think the backstory on this even takes this to another level. The Aurora Green was purchased by Chow Tai Fook, TCF, Hong Kong's largest jewelry retailer by market value. We are very happy to have acquired this by the auction, according to CTF, and SEC said the same thing, that they were very happy that it was acquired by somebody in the trade. This is excellent proof that even top industry professionals agree with our judgment and share our confidence in this rare beauty. This was not the first time CTF purchased a rare diamond. In 2010, they acquired a rare 507.55 carat rough diamond from the Cullinan Diamond Mine in South Africa, and collaborated with Hong Kong jewelry artist Wallace Chan to create a unique necklace unveiled in September 2015. We believe the 5-carat superb colored diamond ring with a rectangular cut fancy vivid green VS2 diamond is another piece of rare and precious jewelry with high collection value. And Harold, I would agree with him. This diamond is an absolute beauty. Now, prior to that, the record was set at Christie's Geneva in May, when the Ocean Dream, a 5.50 carat fancy vivid blue green diamond, sold for $8 million, $8.6 million, $1.5 million per carat. But there you go. Back in the spring, we had a record price for a green diamond, and we have a picture of that diamond in our newsletter. It is stunning. It has a big, chunky green diamond in the middle of a ring surrounded by pink diamonds, and they go together so well. What an absolute beauty. And Harold, with the diamond that we're offering, someone could really do the exact same thing and create their own artwork, nature's art.
Better believe it. In actual fact, that diamond is set in a ring. It was just too beautiful not to put into a ring, but we wanted to show the diamond in its complete, as it is. So we filmed it without the ring setting, but it's in a magnificent platinum ring with pink diamonds surrounding it. So I love the combination of green and pink. It's absolutely stunning, and the fact that it's set in a magnificent diamond ring only enhances the diamond itself and makes it that much more valuable. So we're extremely pleased with what's happening in the diamond business. Again, we feel that over the long term, our clients are going to do tremendously well. We're working over the summer to restart our auctions. We have our new technology up, so we're very excited about that. We're not only going to bring you auctions on diamonds, we're going to do a lot of fun things this year in the auction business, and we're going to build our auction business. It's our number one priority at this time. So we're very excited about what's going to happen in the fall and winter of this year and moving forward into the new year. But all is well in the diamond business. It's looking great, and I think it's going to get even stronger.
Our featured diamond of the week from rarecoloreddiamonds.com is a 1.21 carat cushion cut fancy green. If you want to see what this diamond looks like, go online to rarecoloreddiamonds.com, click on Featured Diamond of the Week. You will see it there. It is an absolute beauty. Top reasons to invest in colored diamonds. It was August of 2005 that Harold Siegel brought our attention to colored diamonds. He started his website, rarecoloreddiamonds.com, and wrote an article called Natural Fancy Colored Diamonds, the Best Kept Secret. And you can go to the website and read that original article that was written in 2005 and how prophetic it was that here we are 11 years later. The diamond market for colored diamonds has done things that no one even somebody with a crystal ball like Harold Siegel, even somebody with a crystal ball looking out to the future could not have predicted how well these diamonds would do at auction and as investments. Their value and rarity is recognized globally, and they can be sold in any currency. And I think one thing to be noted, when they sold a big diamond here recently, that Lasiti Larona, they had the bid of 61 million, and they did not take it. The auction reserve was 70 million. They were actually switching from British pounds to U.S. dollars because the pound was very unstable due to the Brexit. They changed the currency, and that can be done. You can sell in any currency, as Harold has educated us for years. It's the easiest and safest, most discreet way to transport wealth in the world. And the other good news is when you're investing in diamonds, it's not directly tied to a global market, which safeguards you against market uncertainty. And we saw that during the financial crisis and other upheaval in the markets, even just recently with the Brexit vote. Less than 1% of all colored diamonds mined are considered investment grade. So you are getting the rarest of the rare, nature's art. Colored diamonds are the most concentrated form of wealth in the world. No new mines producing naturally fancy colored diamonds have been discovered. If anything, they are going away. As we know is the case with the Argyle mine in Western Australia. Come 2020, that mine will be shutting down, and that is it. 90 to 95% of the world pink diamonds are gone. They may have some diamonds in the vault for a few years, but after that, it all comes from the secondary market, and we're seeing people hoarding pink diamonds knowing that day is going to come. Colored diamond mines are shutting down, and they're shutting down without replacements. That is absolutely huge. A hard asset that diversifies a portfolio is something that everyone should look at. You should have non-correlated assets. You don't want all your assets in your portfolio going in the same direction based on financial or geopolitical events. You need an insurance policy in your portfolio, and we believe that's hard assets like diamonds, gold, and silver. Based on diminishing world supply, experts predict dramatic price increases in the immediate to near and long term in this market. And we've passed along to you in the past reports from Bain & Company saying that the Asian market, we're talking about China and India, the Far East, they are starting to develop a love for diamonds. And not only do they see diamonds as a way to show love, engagements, which never really was the case in the past, engagement rings, but they're seeing it as an investment as well. And one of the major points, naturally fancy colored diamond prices have never decreased in the past 30 years. And when it comes to a museum online with the world's finest investment diamonds, that is rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Harold's website, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Our featured diamond of the week, a 1.21 carat cushion cut fancy green. You can speak personally and privately with Harold about this diamond. 1-800-432-1022, 1-800-432-1022. And Harold, you know, we really can't urge people enough when it comes to investing in diamonds. Privacy, portability, estate planning, price stability, good long-term growth. It's something that you don't just make an investment in and go, oh, I want to sell it now. But we've seen people that have made investments over the long term do very, very well. In fact, that Shirley Temple Blue Diamond, it was purchased by her dad for her birthday back in the 40s. And I think it was around $7,000. That's how much it was purchased for. It ended up selling privately for millions and millions of dollars. And that's the type of investment that we all would love to have in our portfolio at one point and even pass down to another generation. That's the beauty of diamonds, that, yes, they are a great investment, but you can wear them as well. It's wealth, and you can go anywhere. You can wear your diamonds and showcase them and show them off. It has a two-pronged approach when it comes to investing in naturally fancy colored diamonds. And Harold, I give you credit because it was August of 2005. You brought us your website and that first report, and the market has just been simply unbelievable since that time.
Well, has it been that long? Man, has time ever flown by. But it is exciting to create a new market, and it's not easy to do, obviously. But the fact is that it's one thing to have done the research on diamonds to find out, how strong an investment they are, but then to create a secondary market to resell them. And that was the most difficult thing. Obviously, to build something that's never been done before takes a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of patience, and we have all three of those. And we're very, very comfortable with the fact that moving forward, we're going to be able to sell diamonds via our virtual auction business all over the world, and we believe that's really going to happen strong this year and next year. So we had to change our website. We had to change the technology because technology is changing every single year, it appears. And we're just thrilled and excited about what the future is for our diamond business. So again, at this point here, we've certainly seen via auctions and what's happening in the public media, what's happened with diamonds over the last few years. I believe that even though we've seen prices of $4 million a carat in vivid blues, I believe that price will be surpassed. $5, $6, $7 million, 3, 4, 5 years from now is realistic. Nobody ever thought that diamonds would sell for the level that they have. And again, I believe it's just going to get better and better and better. So again, just bear with us at this point. We'll be starting to do auctions again in the fall. We're going to really build our auction business and not only include diamonds, but gold and other classic cars and different things like that. We're going to have a lot of fun. So I'm thrilled about what's happening in the diamond business, Randy. And again, I believe it's only going to continue and get stronger and stronger.
That's one of the things we have seen, handbags selling for record prices, watches, art obviously is a given, cars. You can see the hard asset market. People are dipping into it because they see negative interest rates around the world. We had a report last week. They were calling that the market had 11.7 trillion in negative yields. And then we had the report here this week that they're talking 10 trillion. So it's a massive, massive number. Negative interest rates, negative bonds. How do you make money in this environment? And we believe it's obviously hard assets, diamonds, gold, and silver. You can connect with Harold at 1-800-432-1022, 1-800-432-1022. The website is rarecoloreddiamonds.com. And if you take a look at the first 6 months of the year, we had a 24-karat Cullinan Dream Blue Diamond selling for $25 million. $25 million. Also, we mentioned the Aurora Green. It broke two records, 16.8 million, 5 carat, and it was 3.3 million per carat. Two records. The most expensive jewel ever auctioned, the Oppenheimer Blue, sold for $58 million. There was a 15-karat vivid pink diamond. It went for $31.5 million. It was called the Unique Pink, a 15.38-karat fancy vivid pink diamond, and it sold for $31.5 million. And then earlier in the year, we had the De Beers Blue Diamond fetching $32 million. It was the De Beers Millennium Jewel 4. $32 million in Hong Kong. And that was in the first 6 months of this year. So we can't wait for fall when the auctions start up for Harold's website, hsfineauctions.com. Also Christie's and Sotheby's. They've really showcased some of the world's most amazing diamonds, auctioned them off. And who knows what's coming up for Harold's auction site, hsfineauctions.com, and Christie's and Sotheby's. We can't wait because we believe the best is yet to come from these markets. And Harold, when you talk about the best of the best, we're talking about our featured diamond this week, a green diamond, a 1.21 karat cushion cut fancy green. And it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the color on it. It is a very strong green color.
You bet it is. And again, it's set in a magnificent ring surrounded by pink diamonds. So it's just spectacular. Listen, the Argon mine is going to close very soon, within 3 years. There will hardly be any pink diamonds left. We feel that pink diamonds from the Argyle mine, or pink diamonds in general, are just a great investment. We'll never get another opportunity to buy pink diamonds the way that we're doing it now, because, again, the Argyle mine is the only mine in existence that produces 95% of any colored diamond. In fact, once the Argyle mine is gone, I believe that we will never see another situation like that. My clients have invested heavily in Argyle pinks. I've invested extremely heavily in Argyle pinks, and I think the next 3 years are just going to be tremendous for us in the diamond business.
If you'd like to get our free weekly newsletter, connect with Harold at rarecoloreddiamonds.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com, 1-800-432-1022. We have some great stories in our free weekly newsletter on diamonds, the Aurora Green. Also, how do you cut a massive 404-carat diamond? A very good question, and it's a very interesting article. That's why I included it in our newsletter. We also have, first, find the world's biggest diamonds, then don't break them. Two very interesting diamonds and articles on the diamond market. But Harold, you look at what's happening around the world financially and geopolitically and ahead. Obviously, the Olympics are coming up. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding that. We have the uncertainty of the Brexit vote. The Conservative government, the Conservatives in the UK, will pick a new leader, replacing David Cameron. At some point, they have to formally say that they'll be leaving the EU, and that will be done through a writ and a vote in Parliament. So there's lots of excitement yet for the financial markets in the days, weeks, and months ahead, and people need to be on guard, because I have a feeling that depending on what we've seen geopolitically with all these terrorist attacks, people should be on guard for the Olympics, because it could be a rather interesting time.
You better believe it, Randy. Again, it's just an amazing time to be in the market. Amazing time because, again, the currency markets all over the world are in disarray. All the markets are crazy. Diamonds don't trade like that. Again, it's just a great time to be in an asset like diamonds.
Connect with Harold. His website, rarecoloreddiamonds.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. In August of this year, celebrating its 11th anniversary, featured Diamond of the Week, a 1.21 carat cushion cut fancy green. Speak with Harold personally and privately about investing in diamonds. 1-800-432-1022. 1-800-432-1022. The call is free. Everything discussed is confidential. And if you would like to take a look at Harold's other website, which will get activated again, hsfineauctions.com. And Harold, you were saying that people can download off of, what is it? Is it iTunes? We can download the app for the auction website?
At the App Store, all you have to do is type in H. Siegel Fine Auctions and download the app, and it's free, and you'll be able to attend our auctions anywhere in the world. So
we encourage people to do that. Go to iTunes, type in H. Siegel Fine Auctions, and download. I would imagine there's a couple of different versions, or one that works on both an iPad and an iPhone. We encourage you to do that and get set for the auctions coming up in the fall of 2016. Harold, with about 30 seconds left, we saw silver break above $21, up around $21.50, gold around $1,400. The British pound continued to fall, U.S. dollar up. We had the Fed, they came out and said that they were very cautious on the markets with the minutes from the last meeting. The jobs numbers in the United States come out tomorrow. If they get a strong number, we could see the U.S. dollar appreciate based on the fact that they may raise rates before the year is out. So it is a very, very interesting time.
You better believe it. Very exciting. Can't wait to see what happens. And again, we're very excited about our business moving forward. Can't wait to start doing our new auctions with our new technology, and I think everyone's really going to have a great time.
Thank you very much, Harold Siegel, for your knowledge and another great show.
My pleasure, Randy. I wish everybody a wonderful weekend and a very profitable day.
Check out our featured Diamond of the Week, a 1.21 carat cushion cut fancy green from rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Speak with Harold at 1-800-432-1022. That's it. Another edition of the World Financial Report on radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall. We will talk to you next week.